Hey, Northview families, we have been anxiously awaiting and preparing for regathering together in a full capacity, hoping that circumstances in our country and world would be a bit more manageable. But as many of you know, that hasn't been the case. The concern revolving around the spikes in COVID-19 cases across the country is real, and we have been prayerful and persistent in figuring out how we as a student ministry should best respond. For so many, questions like, what will tomorrow hold? What's coming next? Will we be okay? Have been asked. We want you to know that as pastors to our students and families, we are standing in the gap of that tension, feeling the weight of uncertainty the world is carrying, but also believing that Jesus can and will see us through to the other side. It's with that in mind that our team has been meeting to discuss the direction of Northview Students for the rest of 2020. No longer do we want to be a reactive ministry, responding to whatever the day has to offer. Our goal is to begin implementing proactive strategies that allow us to care well for our people, regardless of the circumstances surrounding us. And as we were planning, we decided that we needed a plan that was not only going to help our students get important content and meet their spiritual needs, but it also addressed the mental and emotional needs of our students. Because guys, listen, we know that isolation, screen time, and loneliness, they're taking a toll on the mental health of all of us, but it's possible that it has even greater effects on our teenagers. Two of our most important values here at Northview Students are this: community is king and circles are better than rows. You see, our focus and mission is seeing students engage in real life, day-to-day community. And the expression of this plays out mainly through life groups. Life groups meet once a week in homes or after services in small groups to dive deeper beyond the weekly content provided. We believe this is where true life transformation and discipleship takes place. With the continual tug and pull of phases and stops and starts and then restarts, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual toll this uncertainty has created, it's been taxing for all of us. As we transition into the school year, we want to be mindful of all the events, rhythms, and appointments that are being held loosely, and in turn want to provide a plan for our families that will be consistent and secure no matter what COVID-19 brings our way the next few months. So, with all that in mind, we have decided to restructure our student ministry model for the remainder of 2020 to provide the consistency and routine everyone is desperately craving. So how's this going to play out? I know that's the million-dollar question you're probably thinking at this point. Here we go. The key points to this plan are as follows. For 5th and 6th grade ministry, not much in structure will be changing. We'll also continue to offer Northview 5th and 6th grade ministry online through Playlister, which you can access at our website, northviewchurch.us. Now, as it relates to 7th through 12th grade students, throughout August, physical gatherings will take place outside at each Northview campus to give our staff, team members, and families time to transition to what's next. And here's what's next. Beginning in September, we will move to a house church model where life groups will take center stage and the value of circles are better than rows will manifest in a brand new way. Now, some of these groups will meet at the church location at your campus, while others may choose to meet in host homes or even online. Service content will be recorded and streamed to each group wherever they're gathered as we all collectively participate in one service together. This service will be streamed live every Sunday night and will be available on demand for viewing any time after those groups that meet on days other than Sundays through our Northview Students YouTube channel. Now, during these meetings, students will gather in groups of 20 or less with adult leaders to view and participate in the service together, and then they'll dive deeper in conversation, allowing relational and spiritual formation to take place. Now listen, there are a lot of details that we're sifting through as a team as it pertains to this next season of ministry. And we know that more than likely you're going to have questions, okay? So to ease your mind, here are a series of potential FAQs and answers to those. So if you have additional questions, just reach out and email your campus student pastor. Here's the first question. What if my son or daughter isn't registered for a life group? We'll begin life group registration on August 1st, and it will run through the middle of September. We cannot encourage you enough to register your student for a group. Next question. Who will my student be in a group with? Well, the short answer is it depends. However, we're going to try our very best to ensure that your student is matched to a group of a congruent grade and gender to create the best possible experience relationally for your student. Next question. What if I'm not comfortable sending my student to a home? What if my student has other commitments that might conflict with life groups? Well, we're glad you asked this. And please know, our heart is to ensure that every student finds community here at Northview. So to do that, we're going to expand the walls of our life groups outside of the four walls of our buildings and our homes. Because beginning in September, when our groups launch, we will also launch a series of Northview Students Global Groups. These are online life groups that meet once a week to view the service together and then discuss it. The time and day will be specific to the needs of the majority of the group to ensure high attendance can be maintained. Whether that's early in the morning before school or late at night before bed, we're going to do everything we can to work to make this group available. Next question. What if my campus doesn't do home life groups? Well, to begin, as restrictions allow, campuses that engage in the large group life group model on campus will continue to meet with their small groups at the Northview campuses until told otherwise. These groups will remain separate and will each participate in service and group on an individual group basis. Next question. What if my student doesn't sign up for a life group? Listen, we don't want any student left out, period. Therefore, a physical group will begin meeting at every Northview campus during our normally scheduled weekend service time to accommodate any students who may show up not knowing about our new structure. So for instance, if your campus has a student ministry on a Sunday night, you'll have a Sunday night group. If your campus has a service during a Friday night and a Sunday night, then you'll have a group that's at that specific time. The intention will be to make this a one-time occurrence, using their time to kind of match them to a group that they can then join the following week. Next question. What will these services look like? We're going to work really hard to produce high-quality, engaging service material that will include and incorporate both student and life group participation. This will manifest itself in many different ways, but the traditional service elements of worship, prayer, teaching, reflection, they'll all be present in some way. Again, if you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We know that this change may come as a surprise to many, but for others of you, you've had to endure so many pivots and changes in this season that they've almost become second nature. Either way, we want to make sure that one more change for the rest of 2020 is really, really good for all people involved, because this plan allows us to pastor students effectively week to week without worrying about ever-changing CDC guidelines or government regulations. Beginning August 1st, we will be all in preparing, vision casting, and leading our students, our team members, and our families towards this new season. And then on September 1st, we will begin the transition of streaming Northview Students content online to these groups. It is our mission and our vision to see students discipled and engaged in intentional community. As the structures of home life, school life, sports life, and other activities continue to push and pull or stop and start, Northview students will remain a consistent presence, accessible for all at all times. Most of all, guys, we thank you for your understanding, and we look forward to serving you and your family better than ever in this next season. We love you guys. Hey everyone, thanks so much for checking out our YouTube channel. You're still here, so why not stay a while? Drop a like on those videos that you love and click that red button, because that subscribes you to get all kinds of new Northview Students content every single week. We hope you're challenged, encouraged, and inspired. So for crying out loud, what are you waiting for? We love you guys.